Okay, so here's another do-it-yourself project that I wish I would have started filming before I did anything, but I have a pretty large deck in the backyard. It's very old, about 3 or 4 coats of paint on it. I've put 2 of those on myself since I've owned the house, and maybe 1 or 2 before I bought the house. But anyways, I tried to strip it with this, and it didn't go well. Before I began, it kind of looked like this middle section here, which I haven't done anything yet. I tried this section first and put the Olympic stain on there for about 15 minutes, and then I have a very high powerful garden hose. It's not a pressure washer, but a garden hose, and after leaving it on there for 15-20 minutes, almost nothing came up. And then I came over to this section over here, this far section, and tried it on there, left it a little bit longer, maybe a half hour. It got up a lot of the first layer, which you can see now. The light gray we put down last, and now it got a lot of that. This new board here, that I think was a new board in the middle here, nothing came off of that thing. I was about to give up. I was looking around on YouTube last night. I think I found a good solution. I was going to have to sand this anyways, and I don't have an angle sander, so I'm going to go and buy an angle sander today. But I found a thing called a Diamabrush, and it looked like an amazing blade or grinder blade that you can put on your angle grinder, and it looks like it'll go through anything. It should get this stuff off of here lickety split. I'm going to try that. Also, when I looked at the Olympic stain video done by Olympic Stain on YouTube about this Olympic stain stripper, the material, when it came out of the bottle, it looked like a thick gravy or paste, almost partially gelled. When I applied this, or when I poured it out into my thing, it was like water. So I think maybe I got a bad batch, so I'm going back. I'm going to return the other bottle and this partially used bottle, see if they'll take it back, say it didn't work. I think it was a bad batch, so wish me luck. So here we are. I'm attempting to use my Diamabrush, and I'm using it on a Metabo, which is a Hitachi brand angle grinder. I think the specification of the Diamabrush is that it be used on a machine that's less than 10,000 RPMs, or a max of 10,000 RPMs. This happens to be such. And it's not the miracle that I expected it to be. I mean, yes, it is taking this off. I don't know how I can get to the edges or whatnot, and it's going to look nice, but it is a lot of work. And I'm thinking maybe I do the best I can with this and then take the rest off with a chemical. I'm not sure. Now that I tried one coat of Olympic stain stripper and it didn't work too well, maybe because I've got several layers. Now between that grinder and then this scraper, sometimes the scraper seems to get bigger chunks of this off than... Try to do this. See. So, ouch. So regardless, this is going to be a lot of work. It is kind of exciting to see that wood again. I went briefly over this bench here, and as you can see, took a lot of it off, but then I go back over with a scraper and it seems to be, I'm getting big chunks off, so wish me luck. Okay, well, let's check in with my project. I took a little break waiting for a little more shade to be cast on my deck. There's a little bit of getting used to with the tool. In my case, since I got so many layers of paint, it has helped a little bit to take the scraper to it after you've done a section, maybe get some sections that'll be easier for the scraper. It's not a miracle machine, but it works pretty good. Works pretty good. Either way, it's going to be a lot of work, especially if I expect to get every bit of paint off. I'm only a couple hours into it. I haven't given up completely yet, but I might come over and do another chemical strip at the end to see if I can get, not quite decided yet, but you can see I've got quite a bit of deck to do. Quite a bit of deck. This is not going to be a one-day project, that's for sure. Well, I'm checking in with my progress right here. I've done this much, and let me show you the state of the blades. I don't know if there's too much wear on them, if I'm wearing them out. I don't know if I'm pressing down too hard, not hard enough. Anyways, the wood is quite old, and I was hoping to get away with some stain, or at least something that would show the wood grain through it. I don't know if I'll be able to do that, but either way, if I strip this thoroughly, I will get a good adhesion from my whatever I put down, I'm sure. portion I haven't touched yet with this blade, or the Olympic deck stripper. So let's see how this goes. Okay, an update on my deck. I'm taking this in bite-sized pieces because it's a lot of work. So I bought another stripper. Thought I would give it more time and try it. It worked a little bit better, but since I had 3 or 4 layers of paint on this deck, it would work great on one layer, but I'm not going to do it 4 times. And so I've gone back to my tool and I'm chipping away at it. About a month probably has gone by. Really quite pleased with the results. This is not work for the faint of heart. It's a lot of work. And it's also kind of dangerous. This is probably my own fault, but I didn't have the shroud on this. I didn't want to buy the shroud. And one day I was doing this, sitting down in kind of an Indian style, turned off the drill, and then got a little bit distracted and let the thing, it was still spinning while it was going down, and it hit my knee, went right through my pants, and scraped my knee quite bad. It's finally starting to heal, so you got to be careful with these grinders. And because I'm not using the vacuum, it creates a lot of mess, and I use my blower. So now I've got this middle section to do. Perfect or not perfect, I want to get some coating on this deck before the snow flies. My diamond blade thing here, slowly wearing down. I hope to get through this deck with this one tool. It's not obvious to me how these are replaced, because this is slightly different than the other tool that shows exactly how to replace them with these kind of bolt things. And I was looking on YouTube, there is no instruction video how to replace these blades, which makes me think maybe they're not replaceable. Anyway, so okay, so basically I have finished the overall sanding of this thing with my Diamabrush drill bit and angle grinder, and I like the way it's looking, even though a lot of the wood is old and probably should be replaced at some point, but I'm not going to worry about that this year. And there are some places where some paint in the crevices that you can't get out. I talked to my son-in-law and I said, "What do you think?" And he said, "I think I would like it like this. I would clear stain or waterproof it to give it a nice coating, protective coating, but these imperfections, little pieces of paint, kind of gives it that a little patina. In Japanese you'd call it wabi-sabi look, that lived in aged look." And I'm starting to agree. If you agree that it's art, then all those imperfections are part of the artwork, just like a human being. Those imperfections kind of give us make us interesting, I guess. Let's take a peek at my Diamond blade. You see they're starting to wear out, and I don't know if they're replaceable, but they're getting down to the point if they wore any more, they would almost get into that drill bit part. So I told my wife, now I have had enough on this deck floor that I think I'm just gonna paint the railing, possibly the same color as my back door here, kind of that European dark, glossy, blackish. It's almost like a dark green look to it. Maybe do the railing, possibly, well, the legs to the benches, the trim parts, the vertical boards, like right over there. Same thing on this side. On this side I had put these little pieces of, were they 2x10s, 2x8s, I'm not sure. This deck used to be kind of like a springboard and had some separation of a board down here. So these things are drilled into there to hold down this floor, so it's not like a springboard. The front foot here. But if I did that dark look on everything other than the floorboards and the benches, I think it would look nice. I'll replace some of these old boards later, maybe next year. But I just want to get this thing coated and protected before winter and call it good. So anyways, that was a lot of work. Time-wise, I don't know. Maybe 3 full 8-hour days if you add it all up. But I was in the heat of the summer when I first started. It was so hot out here. And plus there's some learning skill. There's some learning curve to that Diamabrush. I think I was getting better at it at the end. Now if I was a perfectionist, I'd probably go over and maybe sand these boards now again. But wow, I don't. These boards have some gouges in them from the Diamabrush, but I think it kind of looks like almost like what do they call that? Scooped floorboards. They have for the inside of the house, like they've been hand cut almost. It almost has that kind of a feel to it. So, anyways.